Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me.
Clips and they done. Yeah, stronger than the tide. I'm the wave maker. When it comes to false accusers, I'm the claim breaker. They wanna rag me up. When it comes to false accusers, I'm the claim breaker. They wanna wreck me, but I'm not backing down. Rolling through their hoods, bumping my own sound. Monetize the haters, raining ice and platinum grills. Pure determination, dropping these mic skills. That umbrella guy, fan in the web, crushing keyboard jockeys with all my verbal clips. You wanna break me, but still I'm standing tall. And only you want, conquering them all. Conquering them all. Conquering them all. Drop in the face, I'll make them regret the mainstream lies and all of the threats. From a media less truth and more disease. They can't run the dog, so they cling on like fleas. That umbrella guy, no we're not playing. They ruin lives that should be paid. They really thought they could treat us like cattle. Ownership papers and roundups like chattel. That umbrella guy, an army of one. Step up, walk by, tell them they're done. It's not enough to laugh when we select them. We gotta stand strong and wreck them. That umbrella guy, an army of one. Step up, walk by, tell them they're done. Enough to laugh when we select them. We gotta stand strong and wreck them. So you want us to separate you off from the artist? Now that umbrella guy bumps the hardest. And then we learn to forgive and forget. Nope, that umbrella guy ain't your pet. You wanna grind us down and keep us beneath, but this platinum grill has some iced out teeth. With verbal clips that'll do more than bite you. That umbrella guy crushing it just to spite you. We got a remind them that we're standing strong, growing by millions as we all sing along. And they go in the media slander that they blast up, because that umbrella guy serves no master. For sure they'll take aim at our lives, but we're like lions being swarmed on by flies. Spirits locked out like water. It's that umbrella guy holding the swatter.
Oh man, what's up? How's it going tonight? Man, I haven't seen that song in forever. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, tonight's going to be interesting. Oh, Lord. Wonder how everybody's doing on this Friday night. Man, what if I told you that for the low, low price of a few $1,000s, you too could pick up an expert witness? In fact, if you were to go out and pick up a gold package and add it to your shopping cart, so you could actually RSVP and rent your own wings. What would you say to that? Well, in this case, you actually can. That's right. Now, tonight's going to get really interesting. You know, we were looking through stuff yesterday, so we started talking about an expert witness, right? We started talking about an expert witness, how they had disqualifications, and one of the things that's mentioned in there is criminal history. In fact, I want to look over one of the other disqualifications with you. And then after we do that, yeah, one of the criminal records is actually up online too. Now, apparently there's 2 assaults in this guy's past. So not only they hired a criminal, but they hired a 2-time criminal. Because why not, right? And they love to dox people and throw out history. Well, this is an expert. They hired to go after somebody and to say, you know, that guy, Now, you should hear this guy, by the way. There's actually interviews. I want to play an interview with you because I want to show you how his methodology works. Just to give you an idea of what you're dealing with here, because you're not dealing with somebody that says, let me match up A to A and C to C. No, it's like looking at astrology. You know how people, they divine how people are acting based on the stars. Well, it's the same way with writing. They tell you they can see your personality. In fact, at one part, they could even tell that there had been abuse in the past at a specific age. How could they do that? Well, don't ask me. I'm not a certified expert, but then again, I guess neither. Check this out, though. If you go and you check out the website where this was picked up, that's where I guess we're going to pick up from. This is how it actually looks for you. Like you get a verbal opinion with the bronze. You get a verbal opinion, forensic consultation based on examination of documents. No written summary or official opinion will be issued, though. You got to go a little bit further for those gold packages. If you want an official written letter of opinion, you can get a complete and comprehensive examination of one question document or signature. This research and analysis will result in an official notarized letter of opinion that can be used for legal purposes or to negotiate settlement. This is a flat fee. Or, when we're going through our package deals here, we get a silver package. We can get a written letter of opinion, finding facts, complete document review, upgrade from bronze. So I actually got them out of order there. My bad. But, again, I'm not the expert here. If you already purchased your verbal opinion, that would be that one. You could upgrade. You get a notarized letter, full document. But say you want more. You're like, let's see how much all this costs us. Here, let's put it together and check it out. For vaster services, sign up for verbal opinion and follow the procedure submission for handwriting samples. In most cases, you'll be speaking with Kurt in 3 to 6 days, or 3 to 6 hours. My bad. Days hours. Days hours. What does that even mean? I'm not sure. But you'll be speaking with him within 3 to 6 days hours. What does that tell you about a person when that's there? To discuss your case with you by phone. After you receive a receipt, feel free to request an appointment to fit your schedule. So what does this cost for us? Well, if we want a new lab bronze, $1,500. If we want a written letter of opinion, an upgrade from silver, we got the $500 setup. I'm guessing that's $500 on top, I'm supposing, since it's an upgrade. And an exam of one question document, new case analysis, official letter of opinion, gold, $1,995. That's $1,995. Now, his court costs per day, $3,500. Plus, you got to get that display preparation at $300 an hour. Maybe that's why they don't want to pay him to be part of court. You know, I kept thinking, maybe they don't. Maybe they haven't done their research. Maybe they did do their research and they're like, we can't actually afford that bill. Maybe the money ran out. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I will show you, though. I want to go over Revels. That was one case that we were talking about yesterday. We never had a chance to get to. But yeah, somebody, I'm guessing, sprang for the associated cost, but didn't want to spring for that court cost there. Now, if you're wondering about the guy himself and you're like, well, what kind of opinions? You know, maybe this is a great guy. Well, you know, I'll leave him. I'll let him speak for his own setup. And maybe, and again, if you like this and you would, you'd like to back the channel, because I'm sure that this will end up getting claimed by the media, you know, because this is a media broadcast. Let's listen to some discussion about handwriting and what handwriting tells somebody. Remember, this is solely about signature. You're going to see there's a bunch of squiggly lines. It looks like, let's see, I'm on 1 minute. It looks like this, okay? This is a signature they're talking about, all right? This is it. This is what they're discussing, okay? Just to let you know. They bring him onto the media and they ask him, what does that tell you about a person? So let's hear this, because again, this just gives you a little idea here.
Anything away from just that line of squiggles.
Oh, sure, you can see a lot.
And tell us what you said.
By the way, the closed captions do not work. You'll notice I tried to close caption it. It does not work. So I like those to be on, but there is no way to put it on. But anyway.
Well, almost nothing. Jack Lew wants you to know nothing about what he's thinking or about what he's doing. You could almost see the J in the first letter. Alternative is you see nothing else, but it does reveal something. What it reveals, because of the circles, is that he's a methodical and deliberate thinker. So he doesn't want you to know. He doesn't display any of his personality in each letter, because there's no letter.
So you notice here's an interesting thing. He's not comparing writing or talking about it. He's telling you about the person that wrote it. I mean, again, like I said, it's almost like it reminds me of astrology, you know, in the way it's used to discuss personality, but it goes further than grouping people into personality categories based on, again, that's no shot. If you believe in astrology, that's fine. I don't care. I personally find taking individuality and stripping it away and saying we're motivated by, you know, a heavenly body or a star. I find that to be, but we're not even doing that. We're talking about your handwriting and what it says about you. Now, listen, it's going to go further. You're not only a methodical thinker, okay? Maybe you're just fucking lazy. I mean, for example, when I write out a signature, I always heard that I could make my signature sloppier the further up with education I went, you know, the further up a corporate ladder I went, you know, it could just become unlegible. And I thought that would be hilarious, you know? So when I sign things, my signature looks like absolute garbage. And that was intentional. It was because, you know, I could be lazy and I thought it was funny. And sometimes I'll change it up even more just to see how weird it can get. And, you know, somebody not being able to tell what it says. Like, is that really a name? You know, what is that? But there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just because it's funny to me. But listen, I mean, this
But it's there. What it does show you, however, is that he's a takeover king, kind of like you, Victor.
Oh.
And of course, Randy. The large beginning strokes indicate that he loves responsibility. As the end strokes is a little caution, but he's the kind of guy that spends a lot of time by himself. He's very happy with himself. He probably eats lunch at his desk every day. If the end strokes, and many of us,
he probably eats lunch at his desk every day. I mean, It's going to get, and if you're like, okay, well, that's personality analysis. Okay, well, just watch how far down the rabbit hole this is going to go. By the way, this is, yeah.
Signatures go up, which is a contradiction in what little we see in his signature, because it indicates that he wants to be the center of attention, but he didn't want to tell you anything about himself.
Yeah, I mean,
so you see a lot, even though he doesn't show
it doesn't
much.
even look like his name, though. I gotta say, I think our signatures look a little more like our real name. So I want you to take a look at my writing that we sent you yesterday as an example, and then we'll do Victor's. But take a look here. So this is what I sent you, Kurt. Tell me what you can about my sloppy handwriting.
Well, I knew you were pretty, but you're even prettier than your handwriting indicates. It shows me that you're very, very nice. The average IQ of your staff friend is about 145.
Oh, yeah.
Mensa Genius is 139. On top of that, you analyze.
It tells me the average IQ of your staff. wait, what? It doesn't. So it means you're nice. It means that you're smart and your staff's smart too. That's amazing. Not only can you tell that about the person, but the staff. The staff themselves are going to be smart too.
Analyze everything instantly. You can't stand slow thinkers, slow movers, dummies, or signal lines. And look at your large D in the dear Kurt. You are takeover queen too, which is a contradiction because so is Victor. You love responsibility. You're going to be in charge one way or the other. You will take over. You have a little irritation going on when you were writing this, and something happened to you when you was about 12 years old, which is a trauma. I do not.
Something happened to you when you were about 12 years old. That was a trauma. You notice that. Not only did he say that this showcases trauma. All right. Like I said, if one of you is sitting there being like, this is just personality analysis. Yeah, I believe in that. Okay. Well, do you believe in it going down the rabbit hole that far? Something happened to you in your past. Okay. Something happened to you when you were 12 years old. Wait, what? That sounds like somebody that's never been checked on. I mean, come on. Come on. Something happened to you when you were a specific age. And I can tell that from the way that you're writing. Are you kidding me? Oh my Lord. Never talk to it. You talk to them maybe for interview, or you've seen them discuss something as a talking head. Maybe talk to them just a little bit beforehand, but riddle me that. How does that work?
Not know what it is.
Oh,
you have an
goodness.
eternal quest for knowledge. You learn. You love to learn. You have an eternal quest for knowledge, which means you probably read a lot if you have time. You probably have a sugar problem because you note that your handwriting, even and from one word to the other, leans to the right, which means you're very outgoing, caring, friendly, and then it goes to the left, which means that you go back into your shell, which probably means that you have an emotional sugar problem.
Oh my God.
You have an emotional sugar problem. Again, this is the expert that's saying that Jeremy Hales definitely. He's making your writing looks like this and it leans, but then it leans to the other way, which tells me this about your personality, which says that you have a sugar problem. Wait, what? Holy God. I hope to one day get to the point where I can just spout total insane nonsense and people will be like, bravo, you are the I mean, what are you? Oh my God. That's insane. That is absolutely insane.
Right.
Wow, I feel like I need some therapy after that analysis.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Oh, you're great. I pronounce you in good mental health.
Excellent.
All right, so
Thank you.
He's also
It's my turn. Let's put
so
up-
that goes back to, remember yesterday when we were talking about the case, he actually said that he was what was it, a psychotherapist and a psychologist and a few other things, that he was an expert with that. And then later on, that had to be removed because that wasn't correct. That was, again, according to the court document that we looked at. I I mean, here he's talking about a person's mental health. And that does bother me, actually, because you have no idea what's going on in a person's life. And maybe they do have some really bad issues. And maybe they did need therapy. Maybe they do need to talk to somebody. Maybe they need to be on psychiatric medication. And to have somebody say, oh, I'm an expert in this, therefore it tells me, maybe you convince them to do something otherwise. I think that's wrong, just to be honest.
My letter to you, Kurt, up on the screen. And what does this is bad. What does my handwriting say about me?
Well, you got an injury across the shoulder, or collarbone, or neck. Did you play football, Victor?
I did.
Look at your first.
But I did go back after I heard about your findings and started searching, and I did find a scar on my left shoulder. But go ahead.
So he's like, well, I got a scar on my left shoulder, Oh, you have an injury to it. Well, did you play football? Nah, I didn't. But when I heard about your findings, I went back and thoroughly examined my body, and I did find a scar on my arm. It's like, well, yeah, did you have an injury though? Something that was bad enough to change your handwriting. I mean, yeah, very telling. Very telling.
We go. The big beginning letter in the D indicates that you too are a takeover king. You see,
there's a big D on this, all right.
And I forgot to tell Randy she's a control freak too. But you have a really big ego, and you develop some caution. But your writing is very large, Victor, which indicates that you're a really fun guy. You'd be fun at the party. You're also a loner. You think you can do the job all by yourself, and you don't trust anybody. But you are super, super smart, and you too are a control freak. You guys have a little.
See, I mean, all of that. Oh, well, your writing is large, therefore it means, I actually write in all uppercase letters most of the time. Yes, I cap lock when I write things out. And that's because my handwriting is sloppy, and it's become sloppier over time. So I print. And when I print, I make sure that you can read it. But I may size things. They're not uniform in size, but everything's always written uppercase. That way you can make sure. It makes me take the time. Now, that's not some, oh my God, you want to be a loner, you want to be in control. Now, that was me finding out that people could not read my writing because, it's a mess. And on top of that, we don't handwrite things very often anymore. As you get older, that's what happens. But it's fascinating that, if somebody looked at that, apparently they would glean some insight that, again, it reminds me of people like John Edwards. If you don't know who I'm talking about, those psychics that they would bring on to talk to people about loved ones that they had lost. And they throw out all these statements. The only difference is, really what's checking this? Because these folks, they're not arguing with it. They're treating it like it's a party trick,
little conflict every now and then. You don't like to be forced to do something, Victor. If somebody tries to force you to do something, sometimes you do just the opposite.
These are also statements that you can apply to almost anyone, Well, if somebody tries to force you to do something, notice that word there, force you to do something. You don't like that. Well, no shit. No shit. People don't like that. They don't like being made to do something, without their express consent. You can apply that, like I said, to anyone. There's so many statements that you could apply to anyone.
I think they call that defiance, and occasionally you have a little overdose of that jumps up.
Hey, Randy,
I
enjoy this so much.
am enjoying this. I especially like the ego part. That was my favorite.
I'm
wondering if we should have pre-taped this with him. We could have edited some of the negative things out. But we also have a couple of our staff members that also sent you some examples. One of our producers, Harrison, he says that our executive producer, Nora, is probably...
You're also dealing with talking heads. So you know that they almost always have an ego, right? You're talking about people that are in front always. You've seen that. That becomes almost a joke. You see that in sitcoms. You see that in movies. I mean, good Lord. Like, we saw Will Ferrell. I mean, that's like one of his main roles as a joke about the ego that they have.
The meanest on the team. I know you have a sample from her. We don't really believe that. We love Nora. But take a look at Nora's sampling and tell us what you think. She's the boss around here.
Well, I would not want Nora after me if I didn't want to get caught. She'd make a great detective. She is not mean. She is sarcastic sometimes, very much so. She needs more physical activity. And Nora, what is your little issue with organized religion?
Or did you hear that? She needs more physical activity. Okay. Maybe she leans on the pen or something. What's your problem with organized religion? Wow. Wait, what? What in the world? Yeah, I can tell you'd make a great detective. And yeah, maybe you need to work out a little more. Yeah, you have a little problem with authority. Why do you hate God? It's like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Oh my God, I love it.
You are so smart too. And you analyze everything instantly like these other two guys. And you're very, very frustrated. You have a desire to acquire things. You're a really good listener, contrast to what Randy says about you. And and I won't talk about your sex life, but honey, it was dynamite, wasn't it?
Oh, see, I mean, in some of these things too, I won't talk about your sex life, but it was dynamite, wasn't it? Wait, what? Oh, we're gonna get like a Penthouse Presents or something, I mean, what's going on here? Oh man. I'm gonna start doing this randomly to people. I'm gonna start pretending that I've taken handwriting classes, examination. I'm going to tell people that secretly I've been doing that over the last 2 years. And I'm going to see just on the force of personality if I can convince people that it's true. Yeah, I can tell from your handwriting that you actually have a hidden wart somewhere on the top of your head. Your parents actually saw it at one time. They were quite worried about it too. You might want to get that changed and be like, what the fuck? Yeah, really search for it. There's a problem up there. What's going on?
Thank you so much.
I'm thrilled that you didn't bring that up in our handwriting.
Right?
Poor Nora. It's a good thing we don't have a control room on you, Nora, in the control room. A camera on you in the control room. Kurt Baggett, thank you very much. That was quite entertaining.
Yeah. Thank you.
That was quite entertaining. They didn't say that was quite good or quite revealing or quite amazing. They said it was quite entertaining, right? Quite entertaining indeed. Now, yesterday we were talking about a court decision. And the court decision kept referring to this other case. And this other case is something else. By the way, let me do these real quick. Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership too. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. I want to make sure when people say something in the moment, I do catch it there. Suzanne, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you, Suzanne, man. All those gifted memberships. And too bad they don't drop one on you when they do that. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Thank you. George, thanks for the 5 there. Hey, my brother from another mother. Did my handwriting tell you that? Did you find that out from my handwriting? He's like, no, I really meant that. I've seen a sample of your handwriting. You posted it 2.5 years ago on the Twitters. And really, I can tell from that. No, I'm just playing. I appreciate you, man. That's great. Suzanne also, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Saw those drop in. Thank you very much. I appreciate you there. Also, Aussie Wombat. What's up, Aussie Wombat? How you doing, man? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships too. Thank you very much. I appreciate that too. Janice, thanks for the 10 there. The 2 fleas and Brucey Boy hired clowns like Sarah Burns' lawyer has. They're all wackadoodles. Some of Sarah's experts have been disqualified. Well, this one, you're going to hear some great things. Some great ones. John, thanks for the 20 there. Dunning-Kruger effect. You know, dumb people don't know how dumb they are. So they think they're smart. It's like the old joke about parents watching their son in band marching. Look, honey, our boy is the only one in step. Indeed. Indeed. Sue, thanks for the 2. He's so obnoxious. It seems, yeah. And Tostic, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you very much, Tostic, as well. So let's check this out together, and then we're going to talk about, because it's going to bring some interesting stuff up. Now, this is an interesting case in the fact that Mary here is referred to as Crazy Mary. She's actually, the case talks about her as quote unquote Crazy Mary. You can actually find documentation. In fact, that one place that we looked at with Kurt Baggett, like who is Kurt Baggett? If you look at that, it has documentation that's attached to it, and some of the documentation actually refers to quote unquote Crazy Mary. So that's let me see if I can find that real quick. Let's see. Give me 1 minute. Man, I hate these freaking, I hate Facebook. It's always like, no, you need to sign in to look at it. I'm like, I don't want to sign into no Facebook. What do I look like? Do I look motivated to you? No. But okay, anyway, I don't see that right off the top. It refers to her, like I said, though, as Crazy Mary. And listen to this. In the course of sentencing hearing for a defendant who rebels, the court was presented with a novel issue. The issue is the standard a court should use in accepting the qualifications of an expert witness in the sentencing hearing when the federal rules of evidence don't apply. So you remember the federal rules of evidence that were talked about yesterday. Actually, let me see if this will blow up again today. I know some people were talking about, let me see. Yes, today it will blow up. Good. Yesterday, you see, like people were requesting this. This would not work. We couldn't get the layout to work. So I'm glad that it's, it's good there. And like I said, Gwendolyn, thanks for the 19 months, just over a year and a half. Indeed. He's entertaining, but inaccurate. Seems like the kind of quote unquote expert she'd get. Yeah. If you were going to do party tricks, that would be funny, right? You could have fun, like, ha ha ha, with your friends, But we're talking about a party trick here. And remember yesterday, we were looking at articles. Again, there was an article talking about a case, which I need to find this case because it was referring to one where he does a handwriting analysis, and he says that in this in this comparison, that this guy had actually, it was a doctor, had in fact penned prescriptions. Like he was looking at those and, or rather he had penned prescriptions and those matched up with handwriting that he was looking at. So he was saying, these, they match up. They're the same person. The defense lawyer in that case, though, said, well, wait a minute here. The problem with that is that in the handwriting analysis, those prescriptions were penned by at least 3 nurses. The only thing that was actually this person's signature were the prescriptions themselves. The signature prescription, rather, where you sign off, you have to have a signature at the bottom so it gives it some kind of validity. So the doctor would come in and sign it, but nurses themselves would write out everything else. So he was comparing, again, writing samples and saying these writing samples are this person's, this writing that's here. This is the same person that wrote it, when in essence, he was looking at least 3, 4 people, more, who knows? Because it says at least. And the lawyer asked him, he was like, you ever heard, are you familiar with the saying garbage in, garbage out? According to the article, and Baggett was quoted as, I was mistaken. So, that's a big mistake. So anyway, looking at this, Federal rules do not apply. Although the court has assumed the subject matter of witness testimony would be contested, the court had not anticipated the witness's qualification as an expert would be at issue or his ability to testify. Now, after giving careful consideration to the parties' arguments, the sentencing guidelines and case law, the court will exercise discretion to exclude the testimony of Mr. Baggett on the grounds he is not qualified to testify as an opinion witness in areas of documentation and expert or documentation examination and handwritten analysis. The court will also deny defendant's motion for the court to consider the opinion testimony of additional document examiner, and of course, grant in part, Although the court will not continue sentencing for defendant to obtain a new document examiner, the court will grant a request, and so on, so on. So relevant background. Like I said, you want to listen to this stuff. It's fascinating. This is what he's talking about in here. Okay, so listen. Relevant background. Along with 13 co-defendants, defendant was indicted for her involvement in a conspiracy to manufacture and distribute methamphetamine between March 2006 and July 2010. Defendant pled guilty to lesser charge, included offense in count 1, a 15-count indictment, that is conspiracy to manufacture and distribute 5 grams or more of actual methamphetamine, or 50 grams or more of a mixture substance containing a detectable amount of methamphetamine in violation of. Defendant was originally scheduled for sentencing February 16, 2012. However, defendant sought a continuance on the sentencing date to prepare for sentencing, resolve outstanding objections, and to confer with potential experts. The government did not object to that, and they granted a continuance. Now, at the hearing, the sentencing hearing, the defendant objected to the drug quantity amount used to establish her offense level and guidelines range. This was one of the objections the party had been unable to resolve prior to sentencing. The defendant, or her driver's license, had been stolen on one or more occasions during the time frame of the conspiracy, and other co-conspirators may have used her license to purchase pseudoephedrine. Following from this theory, she alleged that some or all of the electronic signatures used to determine her drug quantity amount were forged, and that drug quantity amount was therefore inaccurate. Now, at this hearing, the defendant attempted to tender Mr. Baggett as an opinion witness in the area of document examination and handwriting analysis. Although it was not specified, the court anticipated that the witness would be offered as an expert in the subspecialty of examination of electronic signatures and digital signatures created by computer technology. Electronic digital signatures are commonplace these days, and, to challenge that, the system that maintains and stores these signatures, Tennessee, is called meth check. Meth check. Yes, that's right. For pseudoephedrine. What a really thoughtful one. Meth check. At the government's request, the court gave the parties an opportunity to go over his background, essentially. During that, he was questioned by both parties about his education, training, and experience. The government also questioned him about criminal history and other matters that went toward his credibility. Into the second day of questioning, the government formally objected to him as an opinion witness on the grounds he was not properly qualified and lacked sufficient credibility. Now, this is going to bring up all kinds of stuff, including criminal background, which we'll get to as part of this. Mr. Baggett's evident deficiencies created an unexpected, unforeseen problem for the court. The court had anticipated that if questions raised concerning his qualifications, the court would just consider those questions in deciding how much weight to give his opinion. The court took the view, both because of fact finder, because federal rules of evidence do not apply at sentencing. If the court found the questions raised persuasive, they would discount him. If they didn't, they would credit him. His deficiencies were so great, however, notice this, they were so great that the court was not comfortable with this approach. So look at that. They were like, well, if there were some questions raised and we thought they were persuasive, we'd just say, nah. If they didn't think that was persuasive, they'd be like, yeah, that's okay. They were so bad They were saying it was so deficient here that they were like, yeah, we don't feel comfortable with this. Like that is something else. You know, the court temporarily adjourned the hearing in order for the parties to submit briefs discussing the proper standard the court should apply at sentencing and determining whether Mr. Baggett should be allowed to testify as an opinion witness. The court acknowledged that the federal rules of evidence do not generally apply at sentencing. You know, again, they don't apply because again, you're sentencing somebody. Again, they figured they could just go with, yeah, we will give this the consideration that it merits. You know, if you, again, if we find you persuasive, then we do. Therefore, among other things, the court requested that the parties consider the Rule 702, Federal Rules of Evidence, as well as the 2 leading Supreme Court cases on expert witnesses. And they note those should play, if any, in the court's determination. The court also highlighted some of the specific concerns regarding his qualifications and credibility. So they had to go in. It was so great to them that they thought, maybe we do need to actually go in and we need to consider what the 2 leading Supreme Court cases have actually noted about this. So both parties filed briefs and responses. Defendant then subsequently filed a motion for the court to consider the opinion testimony of an additional examiner, the motion for the court to continue sentencing. The government opposed that request. Most recently, defendant submitted a reply brief, etc. In here, in this brief, the government also recommends that the court not grant defendant a reduction in her offense level for demonstrating, quote unquote, acceptance of responsibility. The government contends defendant's efforts to challenge the drug quantity through Mr. Baggett are inconsistent with the complete acceptance of responsibility. So, like, think about this. I'm reading this to you for a reason, because in offering him up, the government was like, yeah, we were giving you a plea deal. You know, we were going to let you plead to one of 15 offenses. Part of a plea deal is acceptance of responsibility. Well, bringing him in, they were like, that's how we don't want to do that anymore. You're not accepting responsibility. And not only that, we find him so unacceptable in this. You're out of luck and you can't have somebody else. Sorry about your luck. The government also notes that responding to this issue has been particularly costly, time consuming. The court will take it under advisement or reserve ruling. You know, the government does not oppose a continuance, again, for schedule other witnesses, etc., etc. Now that the parties have been fully briefed, the court will proceed to discuss the standard it will apply, as well as the determination regarding whether Mr. Baggett will be allowed to testify. The court will also address defendant's motion for continuance, etc. So, him as an opinion witness, applicable law. So these are the laws that go with opinion witness. Parties may present evidence on their objections to the PSR during sentencing. However, it is well established that the federal rules of evidence generally do not apply during a sentencing hearing. In determining whether evidence is admissible, a sentencing court should apply the minimum indica of reliability standard provided in the U.S. sentencing guidelines. And they talk about how that works, you know. Again, you know, this is a relatively low hurdle. And with that, pursuant to the district court is obligated to rely on reliability evidence at sentencing. In the instance matter, defendant has tendered Mr. Baggett as an opinion witness in support of her objection to the drug quantity, but the government moves to exclude such testimony because the witness lacks sufficient qualifications and credibility to be reliable. At trial, the court would turn to Rule 702. You know, they're telling you how that would work to resolve all of this. Yet, because the rules of evidence are not generally applicable at sentencing, the court is not bound to Rule 702. As they're noting throughout all of this here. Now, although the court recognizes it's not bound to Rule 702, it will briefly discuss 702, talking about how that works. The court reiterates, however, that its primary focus in the analysis will be to determine whether or not the opinion testimony of Mr. Baggett could satisfy the minimum, again, they said relatively low hurdle, indica of reliability standard. So they go over 702. Again, we talked about this, but just briefly, okay? It has really 4 parts. You can see them set out here. A, scientific, technical, other specialized knowledge will help the trier of fact understand evidence, determine the fact and issue. Testimony is based on sufficient facts or data. It's the product of reliable principles or method, and the expert has reliably applied principles and methods to the facts of the case. That's how 702 should set up. And again, they go into that a little bit more, talking about Daubert, talking about how that comes together. Again, there's a lot of discussion on that. I'm just rolling through. If you are so inclined to want to go through all of this and to read everything about handwriting analysis, how it's been attached, more power to you. Okay. More power to you. All right. Qualifications. Here, the court primary concern is whether Mr. Baggett is sufficiently qualified to testify as an expert at sentencing. Defendant and government extensively questioned Mr. Baggett over a course of 2 days regarding his knowledge, experience, education, and training. The court also had an opportunity to review basically his background. Again, I'm always going to call it his background. Just an easy way to go with. It talks about him receiving a BA, Master's of Education, at what school, where it's at. He did some postgraduate work. He also received education and training at the Army Military Police Officers School, participated in 2-year apprenticeship, Ray Walker, which was discussed yesterday. He also taught for a period of time, and for a period of time served as the dean at, I'm going to call it Handwriting University, which is ran by his son. Okay. So the university here, again, this is noted by the court, ran by his son. Mr. Baggett claims he has participated in several training sessions and conferences, the majority of which were conducted through Handwriting University. He further testified he's a member of the American College of Forensic Examiners, the National Question Document Association, World Federation of Handwriting Expert. Finally, he claims he has been qualified and or appointed as an expert and has testified or offered deposition testimony in over 50 cases between 2005 2012. Remember, in the case we looked at yesterday, there were a couple of years added to the back, but some of the years subtracted from the front, and the court in that one said he's doubled this number. Says that he's been qualified in over 100 cases. So they were like, and yet he didn't give any case numbers or anything like that. He just said, yeah, trust me, bro. So Mr. Baggett was accepted as an expert February 9, 2012, in a case before the United States District Court for the Northern District of Texas. On the surface, his credentials are noteworthy, and they certainly impressed defendant enough to retain him as an expert witness. Yet in his field, due diligence necessitates probing beneath the surface. And in his case, even a small amount of probing would have unearthed a rather different picture. You caught that. They're like, on the surface, everything looks gravy, baby. But underneath the gravy, yeah, it's actually made out of cardboard. I mean, so while looking over and questioning that, the government whittles away at his qualifications, beginning with his training and experience. He admitted that the undergrad and graduate studies were of no particular relevance to the training as a document examiner, and he couldn't recall whether his military officer's school training addressed forensic document examination techniques. So, as far as anything that he did, going to college beforehand, it didn't deal with it at all. And as far as, again, The military police, he's like, yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember if that dealt with it. Now, why would that deal with it all? You know? Now, the court is willing to accept defendant's proffer of a statement made by the American Board of Forensic Document Examiners. We talked about that yesterday in the other case, ABFDE. That, like most forensic disciplines, on the job specialized training from experienced examiners is the only way to acquire expertise. Yeah, even taking that into account, his on-the-job training for 2 years under Mr. Walker is questionable, given concerns that were raised about Mr. Walker's qualifications credibility in a case predating Albert, but occurring after Mr. Baggett was trained under Walker. The Fifth Circuit affirmed a district court decision not to qualify again his mentor, Walker, as a handwriting expert. They noted the district court was in the position to assess Walker's credibility and to evaluate the conflicting evidence on Walker's qualifications. From this questionable training experience, Baggett proceeded to start Handwriting University with his son, and then both taught and later received continuing education from said university. In determining whether an opinion witness is qualified, a court may also consider a witness membership and leadership in professional associations. The only professional association in the field of document examination, again, ABFDE, neither Baggett nor his mentor is a member in that. Although Mr. Baggett testifies he is a member in 3 other professional organizations, his membership in these groups reveals very little about his training credentials, given the organizations do not have a certification process or require proficiency testing. Instead, as discussed at the hearing, to become a member, one only needs, listen to this, to become a member of these. Again, this has been brought up before, but I think this is very well worth noting. You only need to complete an application, pay a fee, and in the case of one organization, complete an ethics exam. So the only difference between him and, say, us, at least at that time, in being a member of any of those organizations was that we had not paid money. Well, first, we had not submitted an application. We had not paid a fee. And we hadn't taken an ethics exam. That does make me wonder. I wonder right now. What do y'all think? Maybe I should become just as a lull. What do you think about me becoming an expert document examiner in a couple of these groups? Oh my God. I'm very tempted now. I could fill out an application. I would fill it out as Thaddeus, let's see, Thaddeus Eugene Gary. That's a name I used to put on the stuff. That umbrella guy, TUG, Thaddeus Eugene. I would put the E and then like squiggle the U up a little bit. Thaddeus Eugene Gary. Or Garrett. I've done that before too. That'd be funny. I guess you fill that out as an application, you get a fee, and complete an ethics exam. Finally, a particular concern to the court is the fact that several other courts have determined that he is not qualified. They give an example here. In one case, a district court in the Middle District of Georgia determined Mr. Baggett was not qualified to testify as an opinion witness. Amongst other things, the court concluded that his qualifications were clearly paltry in comparison. That's right. They noted clearly paltry in comparison. So when that was stated in the thing we looked at yesterday, it actually came from this here. This court here was quoting another court. So this has been stated and then restated in at least 3 courts. You had the original case. You have this case, Rebels, that is talking about that when they put all of that together. And then the other case. So there's 3 cases where they have quoted that he was, quote unquote, clearly paltry in comparison to other document examiners whose testimony had been admitted in the same district and circuit. Excuse me, I'm getting a drink of water. The court observed that Mr. Baggett at the same time was not certified by ABFDE. I'm just calling them the alphabet. I don't want to say that ever again. I want to say the alphabet. Or a member of any of the 20 nationally recognized document examiner trade organizations, had not subjected himself to any sort of proficiency test or regular peer review, never authored an authoritative text in the field, and never received training in notable government training programs, and never taught in a recognized program for the field. Instead, the court observed, at most, the evidence shows that Mr. Baggett received the vast majority of his training in the field not from a recognized or accredited program, but from Dr. Ray Walker, whose own qualifications as a document examiner are suspect. That he had worked as a document examiner based on training for 22 years, and that he had 1 or 2 years stint examining checks for forgery, consultant in Dallas, Texas, Justice of the Peace for the Dallas DA's office. That's sad, by the way. You know, essentially, this office hired this guy with no real credentials either. I mean, that's, you know, his mentor. That's kind of nuts, isn't it? That is. Oh, by the way, let me see. The Zohan said, by the way, thanks for the 5 there. Tug's writing shows he likes cigars and was pregnant with triplets. You need to work on that. You need to work on your examination there at 22. Well, I guess back then when I was 22, maybe I was with twins. You could be right. Maybe that's where the girls came from. One of them, yeah. And then one came out much later. It's like, wait a minute. Oh my God. The Floofy Cat, thanks for there. Happy Catterday. Catterday, I like that, from Scotland. That's funny. Suzanne, thanks for vibing. I am an expert smeller and I smell BS. As a little bit of old man skin softener. That's funny, man. What's up, John? Hope you, by the way, I want to give a shout out to your wife as well. Try to always remember that. She's doing great too. Thanks for the 5 there. Somebody else bought that meth under my ID. I haven't heard anything that nuts since Diddy said Costco sent him too much baby oil. Yeah, that's good. That's funny. There's 2 more. Okay. Pickled Tink, thanks for the 10. When I worked in the doctor's office as a respiratory therapist, our doctor would note the charts and sign however many prescriptions, and we would write the rest of the presentation. Yes, actually, I see that happen with nurse practitioners and nurses. You know, nurses will actually write out specific items. Nurse practitioner goes in, reviews it, makes sure it's all good to go, signs it. Doctors, they also do the same thing with nurses, you know. I mean, I've seen that happen a bunch of times there. Tie Stick, thanks for the 2. First $2 for the registered expert fund. And Lori, thanks for 5. Here's 5 for the expertise classes. I'm going to look that. I am. If you guys think that, I think that would be fun. I think I should become one, you know. I think I should. Okay, so we were right here. So similarly, in this other case here, a state court in West Virginia made detailed findings and ultimately determined Mr. Baggett was not qualified to offer testimony as a forensic document examiner. And I want to make this clear too. So there's a site that actually lists all of this. There's a site that breaks down handwriting analysis as a field, and it talks about the pros and the cons. And there's a lot of cases that are ascribed to this man. And they go in, but they're really repetitive. Okay, so one of the reasons I didn't bring that, first of all, it would take us 9 hours to go through that document, I'm sure, maybe more. But on top of, if I did that read through with Megan, we would be doing a 24-hour stream. But it would be fun. But it would definitely be a long time because we'd never stay on topic. But even for me, you know, because I'm terrible about staying on topic, yeah, it'd probably take me at least 9 hours. But in this, it was a qualified. The court observed as a matter of law, Mr. Baggett lacked any formal training. His apprenticeship, again, no meaningful instruction. He was not certified as a document examiner. He lacked any meaningful education and training. Now, since Blake, Mr. Baggett has taken steps to improve upon his credentials. In particular, he's been a member of 3 professional associations and claims that his work in this case was peer-reviewed by Miss Wendy Carlson. The court also does not discount the fact that Mr. Baggett has been allowed to testify personally through deposition and other trials in both state or federal court. However, they say, looking at his record as a whole, the court can find no meaningful distinction between his qualifications in 2006 and today. And that would convince the court to veer from the conclusion drawn in Blake, that Mr. Baggett is not qualified to testify, even under, again, the minima indica of reliability standard. This court concludes that the issues raised with respect to Mr. Baggett's qualifications call into doubt the reliability of any testimony he would offer. Accordingly, he would not be allowed to testify at the defendant's sentencing as an expert. Now, as far as credibility, you notice we're flying too. Like I'm going through this. I'm trying to get through it to put it together. So again, when people look at this, I want you to understand something too. Like myself, at first, I wanted to wait until, I found this on the first day that they started talking about it. I actually just looked his name up and I found all of this insanity. And I thought, if they put this into the courtroom, this is an absolute mess, right? I mean, we're talking about if Preston and Cook, they were to put this in, this would be an absolute mess. But then you have their lawyer saying again and again, we may possibly if, they kept going on and you could tell that they didn't plan on using it. So what would be the reason that it exists? It would be to do the very thing that we saw done time and again. And that would be to go out and to trash Jeremy with a quote unquote expert saying, this is some end all. And we heard a certain YouTuber, one that's supposed to be impartial, by the way, saying that nobody should even dare question that. That was the end all be all. Of course, it had to be Jeremy writing these terrible things about himself, according to that person, right? Because these people didn't care to do research. Or maybe people did, and they thought they'd set on it because it would be damaging. And again, all of this, you either file it in court and have it torn apart, or this becomes part of a defamation standard. Because if they went out and bought this opinion just to go and show it off online, what would be the purpose of it? The purpose of it, because again, they went out, they dropped it. They were saying it would end it. Remember? This would be so devastating that it would shock people and it would end Jeremy's career. That's what these folks were saying. That goes right with what he's been stating. These people want to end him. So either enter it and it'd be destroyed, or maybe have it entered as an example of people trying to destroy you. Let that bird out. Okay, credibility. Now, although the court has decided that it will exclude testimony from Mr. Baggett in the sentencing hearing, the court will briefly note its concerns with respect to his credibility. Typically, in trial context, quote unquote, attacks on witness credibility are simply challenges to the quality of a party's evidence and not to the sufficiency of the evidence, and, quote unquote here, issues of witness credibility are for jury. Stated differently, a witness's credibility generally goes toward the weight that the fact finder should give that witness testimony, but should not affect its admissibility. Okay. Now, with that said, it does not require a strain of the imagination to envision a scenario where the fact finder, in this case, the court, determines that a witness's credibility is so suspect. Like, drink that in. Like, yeah, drink what's being said here. That said, it doesn't strain your imagination to think about, well, here's a case where the fact finder, again, in this case, it's the court itself, would find a witness's credibility so suspect that it affects the overall reliability of the witness's testimony. So they're saying it's so bad there that it actually impacts testimony. That is something else. Now they give an example here by saying, and it says, noting that, quote, we would be hard pressed to require a district court judge sitting in a non-jury case whose credibility and with reason found that he could not believe a witness to nevertheless hear the witness's direct examination, cross-examination, and rebuttal examination in an extended trial where he knew that he would only reject it as unbelievable. So courts have determined, they've said that, they're not going to require a judge sit down and listen to something so unbelievable. They don't want them to have to sit down and listen to a witness whose direct examination, cross-examination, and rebuttal examination is so unbelievable that they're going to reject it. And that's what they're going with as a standard here. Like, you think about that. That's what they're saying about it. When a court is like, whoa, like, doesn't that say something about someone? Because a court saying that, woo, man. Now listen to this sentence here. Here, as the fact finder at sentencing, this court has grave concerns about his credibility. At minimum, these concerns would have greatly affected whether the court would have given any weight to his testimony had he been allowed to testify. They would also lend further credence to the court's conclusion that opinion testimony offered by him would not have carried a quote-unquote sufficient indica of reliability to support its probable accuracy. First, in an unpublished decision, the Court of Appeals in Texas expressed that a prosecutor's use of the term charlatan at trial in reference to Baggett, they called him a charlatan. Listen to this. This is crazy. This is in an unpublished decision. They found that a prosecutor's use of the term charlatan, if you're not familiar with that, by the way, let me pull up charlatan real quick, okay? Just to really drive this home, okay? A charlatan. That is a, quote, a person falsely claiming to have special knowledge or skill, aka a fraud. So they're saying that a prosecutor's use of the term fraud, charlatan, aka fraud at trial in reference to him, quote, was proper as a reasonable deduction from the evidence, and noted that a charlatan is defined as a pretender to medical knowledge, a quack. They fucking called him a quack. Again, I want to read that for you one more time just to stress this, okay? Because this is who they're trying to tear Jeremy Hales down with, a fucking quack. They found that a prosecutor's use of the term charlatan at trial in reference to Mr. Baggett, quote unquote, this is their statement, was proper as a reasonable deduction from the evidence, as noted that a charlatan is defined, again, this is their words, quote, a pretender to medical knowledge, a quack. Wow. Holy, holy, holy. Holy crap, man. Although this case dates back to 1999 and pertains to Mr. Baggett's testimony in fields other than document examination, the Court of Appeals in Texas affirmation of the prosecutor's statement certainly raises a red flag to Mr. Baggett's credibility, given that he was willing to put himself forward as an expert in a field to which the court determined he was not qualified. So you notice he put himself into another field, and they called him a quack for it. Now, why did they do that? This goes to what I was talking about with therapy. Remember that discussion that happened at the very beginning, and we had this discussion about therapy? Well, this is what they had to say. Here it says, he was not testifying there as a document examiner. Instead, he testified as a psychologist, a hypnotherapist, a psychotherapist, and a graphologist. So in that case, he testified that he was all of those things. He said, I should be able to give testimony as an expert, as a psychologist, a hypnotherapist, a psychotherapist, and a graphologist, and that he had been designated by a court as an expert witness in this case. The court noted that Baggett had not been properly qualified as an expert, and Baggett retracted his testimony that the court had designated him as an expert in the case. So he was like, yep, I have been designated an expert. And the court was like, yeah, he hadn't been. And he ended up having to retract that. He testified that he's not licensed as a psychologist or a psychotherapist and has not practiced therapy full-time for 15 years, although he still conducts occasional weight loss and stress management seminars. So he was going to try to, again, testify as a psychologist, hypnotherapist, psychotherapist, and a graphologist, even though he says that he hasn't practiced therapy full-time for 15 years. But hey, weight loss and stress management seminars. Primarily, it notes, he works in real estate and financial planning. Again, they said he was a pretender to medical knowledge, a quack, because of this. That is who they've held up to try to wreck Jeremy Hales. That's wild. Now with therapy, just to understand this, you can be a practitioner of therapy and not be licensed. You can actually work under a person who is licensed, but that would never qualify you as an expert witness. You know, in community mental health, you see that quite a bit, in fact, you know. You work with LPCs. It's just like nurse practitioners having to have X amount of documentation signed off. It's the same kind of thing, depending on the state. It really depends on what state you're in, too. But to present yourself, I don't even know if he has, I don't know about therapy and background or anything else, but you would never qualify. Oh, my God. Let's hit a couple more here, by the way. Jack's mom, thanks for 5. Has he been allowed to testify in any court after this? Yes. That's a scarlet letter of F, fraud, that should follow him. He has, as far as I understand, he has been able to testify, and he's given opinion on cases, yes, as far as I understand that. Wanda, thanks for 2. Tug, analyze Megan first. Oh, Lord. I'm going to tell her. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my qualification from one of those places, and then I'm going to get a sample of Megan's handwriting, and I'm going to tell her all about herself. That'd be hilarious. I'm just going to make up some crazy stuff. I'm going to make them all about hair. I'm going to say, yes, actually, what this says about you, Megan, is that really you're wearing a wig. I never understood that about you. I didn't realize that you wore a wig. George thinks of Doug is a pro. He determined my handwriting. We were brothers. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I knew when you said brother from another. I was like, just from you, the way you typed that out. Oh, got a little one. Hey, what's up, girl?
If I get one of the wear this weird hoodie.
I like that hoodie. That's cute.
And if it's a pink dress flavor, he was like, if it's blue, it's a blue plus and a blue driver and a blue shirt.
Okay.
So
well, that's a beautiful hoodie, by the way. That's a beautiful pink hoodie. It's got little ears and everything.
Hey, Dad. And one more thing. If you're here with this ice cream truck and someone says going bam, no.
Okay.
And you'll get tortured for a lot of days.
Okay. All right. But you know, I'm serious. Love you.
Dad, one more thing. Don't get candy from strangers.
That's good. You don't ever. Whoa, be careful. Whoa, you caught yourself good. That was good.
Yeah, because I'm a parkour expert.
I know. You're a parkour. She almost fell over something, and she didn't. And she said she didn't fall because she's a parkour expert.
Yeah. Look at me. I almost hit this, but parkour.
But parkour, that was amazing. All right, we'll go upstairs. I'm going to read this stuff, okay? Love you.
Keep that cat right here next to you.
Yeah, here, let me have the kitty. Okay, I'll put him right here.
It's a syrup cat
Okay.
with a bottle.
Okay, I'll put the syrup cat back with butter. All right. See you later, parkour expert. Hey, no parkour. Hey, no parkour in your room, okay? Don't be jumping off stuff. All right.
I won't jump. I'll just walk in the studio.
Okay. All right. All right. Shut that door for me. Thank you. Parkour. That was amazing. Parkour expert. Freddie, thanks for the super chat there. My experience, or my expertise, I would make the following judgment when it comes to Megan. She overdoes it by giving herself too much hair care. Unfortunately, she seems to find happiness in killing people in a Sims game. I think that's spot on. I think that is. I think the Sims part for sure. Okay, thanks for the vibe. Also credited by Ralph Crandon, the high exalted mystic ruler of the Raccoon Lodge. Indeed. So this was the royal flush. Yes, this was supposed to be the end all be all, by the way, that we're looking at here. And finally, yes, this was the royal flush. This is supposed to knock it all down. And Uri, thanks for the 2 there. Megan had a traumatic haircut at 12 years old. I'm going to have to do that now. I'm going to have to. And Sticky Widget, thanks for the vibe. I'm the #1 phrenologist on the planet. If you have a mom, I can predict your future. No, really. Yeah, phrenology, man. Oh, Lord. I had one of those phrenology heads. Oh, you want to open one of these for you, too?
Look at this. You did something with these.
Hey, don't put that rubber band near your face. If it pops, it won't feel good.
What's a pop?
You know, they pop. They'll pop you. If you let go on accident, it goes pop and it hurts, you know?
What if I get away?
No. You don't really get away from it that way. It'll pop you anyway. Put it near your face. You won't enjoy that. It won't be
What
fun.
if I drop it soon?
Yeah, that won't be fun. Here you go.
What if I drop it?
You can drop it here. Actually, I could use that rubber band. Thank you.
Thank
I'm going to put it right here. Yeah, take that
Do
upstairs.
you think that's hard? It was a walk.
All right, go upstairs. Love you. Yeah, I could do it against a rock. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, love you. Love you. That's funny. And one more. Ray, thanks for the 7 months there. I'm the #1 female rack inspector on the planet. You can give yourself any credit you want these days. This stuff is crazy. Okay, so the court is also troubled by his criminal history. Remember I was talking about criminal stuff? Yeah. His criminal history. Mr. Baggett has received felony convictions for theft and aggravated assault dating back to approximately 1989 and 1998, respectively. Mr. Baggett also received a deferred education after pleading guilty to a misdemeanor offense of tampering with government record in 2000, which stems from his failure to truthfully disclose his criminal history on a government form. Now, the court recognizes that even the most recent of these events occurred nearly 12 years ago. He's not had any recent encounters with the law. Nevertheless, these incidents greatly detract from his credibility, especially given one of the offenses directly implicates his character for truthfulness. So, again, he had an offense. One of his offenses here was a misdemeanor offense for tampering with a government record in 2000, where he fails to truthfully disclose his criminal history. Now, interestingly, there is a document that talks about a criminal offense from 1989, and the criminal offense from, because, it mentions 89, for Curtis Leo Baggett. There's actually a conviction for aggravated assault that is discussed in Texas. And woo-wee, man. Now, it's something else. It is something else indeed. We will look at that, in fact, and it's something, like I said. He went in and apparently, yeah. I mean, it deals with a handgun. It deals with a lot of issues from '89, and this, it looks like the right person. Again, we'll look at that document and we'll see it in just a minute. Okay. Now, even more troubling than the convictions themselves are his explanation for the convictions. For the theft conviction, he swore he inadvertently picked up a computer part at the post office, and when he took it back, he was convicted for theft of a computer. With respect to the assault conviction, he testified a guy threatened him, and he merely, quote unquote, shot up in the air. Yet he was convicted of aggravated assault. You heard that right. Yeah, you drink that in. Yeah. So the guy, again, he only, you remember this case? You remember some brought up in there? Don't worry, man. There seems to be a red theme running through this case about pew-pews and explanations about what happens with pew-pews, right? I mean, that is kind of something else, isn't it? A guy threatened him and he merely shot up in the air. Not only does his explanation sound implausible, but the description of his offense in the opinions of the court tells a completely different story from that was presented to the court. Thus, it appears that the court that Mr. Baggett was testifying untruthfully at defendant's sentencing hearing with respect to his prior criminal record. Now, I'm going to show you the document. You want to see the document about the pew-pew in the air? Would you like to actually see a court document for the appeal for that, where we get to hear about the charge? Would you actually like to read that with me? Because that was out there too, under just a Google search of his name. Again, we're not talking about some random person that talks about, okay, we're talking about, this person themselves. And yeah. Okay. Let me read this part right here and we'll go over it. Okay. So accordingly, I'm not going to read the third part yet. Because I'll tell it'll tell you what happens in the case, but I'll read that to you. Accordingly, the court concludes Mr. Baggett's lack of necessary qualifications to testify. The defendant's sentencing hearing is an expert in the fields of document examination, handwriting analysis. The decision is further justified and additional concerns raised with his credibility. The court will strike from record his report and attachments, opining on his opinions on the case. It notes, in light of the court's determination, Mr. Baggett is not qualified to testify as an opinion witness in the matter. The court does not need to engage in further discussion about the reliability of his methodology or the substance of his opinion. So you notice here, I do want to I guess I'll make this point real fast because we don't really need to read this part. What it's saying is here, they don't even need to talk about the qualification for his methodology. The methodology was actually ripped apart in the document that we looked at yesterday, where they talked about him saying, I examined it this way or examined this way or that way. And I looked at this letter or that letter, but he didn't showcase. He didn't, just like in math class, he didn't show his homework, right? You remember that from being a math, oh, well, you can find an answer, but you must show your homework. Now, it's different in math because that's not subjective. You get the answer, you don't get the answer. But with him, his stuff, yeah, subjective answer. So, now, as far as, let me pull this up here. Now, as far as criminal history, oh, man, this is going to be something. Make sure that this is logged correctly. Okay. This is talking about that. Okay. So this is appeal for aggravated assault. This is from 89. I have not looked up 98 yet. I am curious about 98. But I have yet to actually look that up. Depending on what goes on with all of this, I may or may not look that up. I don't know yet. And yes, this happened a long time ago, but it's fascinating. Like I said, this is somebody that, again, they were going to quote unquote royal flush, again, not just Jeremy, but everybody. And we had, again, one of the folks out there commenting on this. I do want to reiterate this point, said that you shouldn't be able to even question that report because it was some end all be all. Well, where the fuck are you now, buddy? What do you think now? Do you think maybe we should question the veracity of claims when they say that they did something from a quote unquote expert? I mean, experts are paid opinions at best. Sometimes you will find an expert that's decent, but a lot of times you don't. A lot of times you do not. So here's Baggett. It appeals his conviction for aggravated assault. The jury assessed punishment at 4 years confinement, $5,000 fine. 2 points of error. Contends the trial erred in not granting him his motion for instructed verdict, and the evidence is sufficient to support the conviction. We disagree and affirm the judgment of the trial. So, the facts show that the complainant, we're going to call him Brian and his wife, rented a house from the appellant. The lease was between the wife and Investors Management Company. On a number of occasions, they dealt with the appellant with regard to problems at the rental property. On November 3rd, 1987, Brian slid a rent check under the door of the management company. November 6th, 1987, he found certain items of personality missing, and a contractual lien on the dining table. Brian valued the items at $7,000. The following Monday, Brian discovered that his property had been seized because the bank had dishonored his check. An employee at the Investors Management Company told him to get 2 money orders totaling $699. The following Thursday, he was informed that the appellant required an additional $40. He tendered the money to Elisa C. of the Investment Management Company. His property was not returned. Later in the evening of the same day, Brian and Karen went to the appellant's residence to tender the additional $40 in an effort to regain their property. When no one responded to the knocks at the front door, he and Karen drove around to the back of the appellant's house to see if there was a car in the driveway or cars in the driveway. He encountered appellant at the back of the appellant's fence. Appellant fired a gun shot into the air. Appellant then placed the revolver in Brian's stomach and asked him what he wanted. Now there's your gunshot in the air. And then again, the court is saying that he placed a gun in the stomach of the person and asked him what he wanted. He explained that he had been trying to contact appellant for 2 weeks in an attempt to get his property back. Appellant ordered Brian off his property and threatened to shoot him. Brian was in fear for his life, to put his hands into the air and turned to leave. Appellant fired another round, just missing Brian's left foot. He felt the concrete of the driveway vibrate from the shot. Brian and Karen went immediately to a convenience store called the Popo. A Richardson police officer testified that he responded to Brian's call. He spoke with Brian and Karen and then proceeded to the appellant's address. After repeatedly knocking at the front door, a woman named Tracy answered the door. She told the police that no one had been at the residence earlier. There had not been a disturbance. She refused to allow the officer inside of the house. The officer went to the alley behind the house and found what appeared to be a bullet fragment in the driveway. In his first point of error, the appellant contends that the state failed to prove that the appellant threatened Brian with imminent bodily injury. He relies upon his testimony that he only intended to scare him, and he relies on his assertion that the gun was only loaded with blanks. He contends that the state's proof had failed to show his intent to threaten another with imminent bodily injury. In determining rather the sufficiency of the evidence, the court's inquiry is limited to determining whether, examining the evidence in light most favorable to the verdict, any rational trier of the fact could have found the essential elements of the offense beyond a reasonable doubt. They note again the case they will refer to. If any evidence exists that establishes guilt beyond any reasonable doubt, and if the trier of fact believes the evidence, the appeals court is not in the opinion to, or not in position rather, to reverse the judgment on sufficiency of evidence grounds. Viewing the evidence in the light most favorable to the verdict, appellant fired several shots from a handgun. After the first shot, he said, "Boy, you get off property right now or I'll shoot you." A Richardson police officer retrieved what appeared to be a bullet from the appellant's driveway. In the area where Brian said the appellant fired the last shot, we conclude that the evidence is sufficient to prove that the appellant intentionally threatened Brian with imminent bodily injury. His first point of error, therefore, was overruled. Next, he contended that the trial erred in denying his motion for instructed verdicts because the facts showed that Brian could not have felt threatened. The record shows that after moving for an instructed verdict, the appellant put on evidence in his defense, and in doing so, he waived any error in the court's denial of the motion for instructed verdict. So, his second point of error was overruled. The judgment was affirmed. So again, looking at this, again, according to the court, you have, again, you see how it leads to a specific incident. You have a pew-pew that ends up involved. And like I said, in this case, where it's being discussed here, give me 1 minute. In Revels, again, noting that the answer, the way that this was laid out, and this is, I want to read these two paragraphs to you again after I've read that, because again, you're going to have certain other items, but you have the court and how that was explained. Remember, as it said at the beginning, there was a lot of discussion, days of it, to determine whether or not this person would be allowed to testify. So they note they were troubled by his criminal history. Again, felony convictions for theft and aggravated assault, 89, 98 respectively. Received a deferred education after pleading guilty to misdemeanor offense, tampering with government record, 2000. Stemmed from failure to truthfully disclose criminal history, government form. Court recognizes, again, that hadn't happened in 12 years, hadn't had any incidents. Nevertheless, they found that his credibility was damaged, given that one of these directly implicates his character for truthfulness. Even more troubling, they said, than the convictions themselves is his explanation. For the theft conviction, he swore he inadvertently picked up a computer part at the post office, and when he took it back, he was convicted for theft of a computer. With respect to the assault conviction, he testified a guy threatened him, and he merely, quote-unquote, shot up in the air, yet he was convicted of aggravated assault. They note not only did that sound implausible, but from the description of his offenses and the opinions of the court tell a different story from what was presented to this court. Thus, they find his untruthfulness. Yeah, they find that disturbing. Huh. Now again, this is what they decided they would go after Jeremy Hales with. Now you could sit there and say, yes, this happened a long time ago. And I'm not saying if he did, paid his, if he went in, he served his time. Yes, that is indeed behind you. I'm not arguing that at all. What I am saying is that we are talking about somebody that a court has looked at those items and said that this person here, they were untruthful about how they discussed it, their testimony about that. They also, again, they found them untruthful about everything. And then from later courts, you have even more. Like we were talking about yesterday. There's the I was talking about the Facebook items. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can roll back to these. These might take me just a second here. There's a bunch of them, so I'm trying to jump them back. It's crazy to look at this stuff and to think, yeah, they try to destroy a man's credibility with this. They tried to say, not only that, they tried to say that Madam Mayor and let's see, Madam Mayor, her husband, all these other, or Zim, you know, those folks right there, they shouldn't be believed about what was brought up. Why? Because, well, I mean, when you get down to it, there was this expert witness. Let me pull up the Zim. That's it. They wanted to say none of those. Again, we're talking about people in positions of prominence here. You know, they were respected members of a community. And they're saying that these respected members of the community, you should ignore all of these respected members of the community and listen to this guy. Let me pull up that Facebook post. It'll take me a minute to pull it up, okay? I actually have to go retrieve it. So give me a second. Because it talks about, again, other trials. And there's an entire list of those out there. Like I said, it's not like one or two here. There's quite a few of those that have actually been brought up. And this stuff, again, you know, if anybody wants to argue and say, they can go in and say whatever they want. But ultimately, at the end of the day, all of this stuff, it's a matter, not just of public record, but it's a matter of court documentation. I mean, it goes farther. Now, let's see, where are you? There it is. All right, there we are. I got it. I found it. Let me cut this. Give me 1 second. I've got it. Took me just a minute to find it. The Facebook stuff, though, like I said, it was kind of a breakdown. And when a lot of people run across this, and when they ran across it, I had people mention this after we'd already seen all of this stuff. And they were like, well, you know, this is the end all. No, it's not. Actually, the end all is the documentation that backed this stuff up. I mean, again, when you have a court that says that a guy is a quack, a charlatan, that's something. But again, you know, the discussion about this, there was a controversy. The reason this is coming up and it's brought up, there was a discussion about a very famous case in which Baggett gave his opinion, saying he had compared writings from one person to another, and he had basically figured out who this guy was that was not utilizing his name. He was actually this other this identity out there. He had figured out who they were. And that's why all of this stuff was being brought up. Like I said, you know, you can see the death controversy, you know, and the admin of this group in 2020 was actually bringing this stuff up. And they noted, again, in the U.S. District Court of Tennessee, you saw, again, no valid training as a document examiner. Clearly paltering comparison. Not a member of ABFDE. Not certified. And the 20 nationally recognized. Again, not subjected himself to proficiency tests. Regular peer review. Hadn't received training. Again, goes through that. Talks about Dr. Walter. We have West Virginia court. It also says he was not qualified as a forensic document examiner. You know, again, the things that we're discussing here, no qualification with that. He lacked formal training. never been certified for forensic document examination, that he lacked meaningful education and training. And remember, the meaningful education added on in the aftermath that we're hearing about in the courtroom was the joining of 3 organizations. I don't know anything about them. Again, it just notes that you could pay a fee, blah, 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 and apply. And Handwriting University, which he and his son opened up, and according to one of the court records, said that he was a dean at. So, that's going to be your training. You teaching at a university you created. That doesn't seem to work out there for me. And it also again said that, as we've seen, noted the indica of reliability to support probable accuracy. In Tennessee, they're troubled by his criminal history. Again, they brought up his felony convictions. They brought up his tampering with government records in 2000. They recognized again that it occurred 12 years ago and said that really detracts. In Brown versus State of Texas, Baggs testified again. We saw all of that as a psychologist, hypnotherapist, psychotherapist, graphologist. Again, that's where he was called a quack. That's where he was called a charlatan. And then they had the judgments on that. But I thought this part, reading this in the aftermath, someone has given an insider view of this quote unquote expert. Quote, and again, I'm quoting this. I don't know the man from Adam. The number one determining factor in the cases he was paid to analyze is the fact that the client needs a yes or no answer, and money can and does pay for expert witness Kurt Baggett. I am sure that the coloring and measuring called tools in his quote-unquote science looks like child's play, but he's no kid. He's tax evading, foul-mouthed, highly compensated yes man whose opinion is as worthless as his portfolio. He uses and verbally abuses the employees whom, in order to remain employed, become scapegoat slaves. A man that always has too much to say, very little of it's nice, and is never proven wrong, and he can prove it. He is, for some reason, a forgery and fraud expert. I wonder if that's a shot at his, I wonder why he would be that. I wonder if they're talking about criminal history. But no, they said that for some reason, like he was hired to actually look at documentation for that, practices his craft on every QDE letter. He's prepared for presentation as evidence that he bears the authorial act of JC. I could go on, but why, as my opinion is not paid for and is given today as only a comment, use your own judgment. Now, again, they attach court documentation and everything else to this too. But like I was saying yesterday, there was the other thing, the thing that really jumped into my mind, the one that really locked in. And I want to stress this since we're just going over everything really quickly here. The thing, again, this stuff that popped off in 2006. You have people that are brought up repeatedly when cases come up. You see quote unquote experts that are being they're being talked to. Now you can look this up as part of the John Benet Ramsey case, but this guy, there was a suspect, John Mark Carr. Now this person was disturbing. That is a very that's a very minimal way of putting it. Very disturbing person. And there was discussion over whether or not this guy there was a old yearbook that was signed, and they wanted to look at the differences between the yearbook and the ransom note. So I'm not going to read all of this again because I went through this yesterday. But when I looked at this, he went on record and he was asked, you said this is 99.9% certain. That's really high. Wouldn't you say that's conclusive? And he said, yeah, that's my professional expert opinion. I don't take cases unless I think I can go to court and prove it. So it's always 100% or nothing. So he's saying 100%.
On Halloween, I'm going to take this off on Halloween.
Okay. You're not going to, yeah, you're going to wear your minion costume, right?
Where's the bucket for me? I don't have the bucket.
Well, we'll find the bucket. It's not Halloween yet. We still have a few weeks.
So, we still
Somebody's
have
excited for Halloween.
Halloween.
Hey, come over here. Come over here if you want to talk for a minute.
Halloween.
You want to talk for a minute? Come here.
Hey, everyone, I like Halloween. And if you do Halloween, you'll get lots of candy if you're
You
a kid.
do? Yeah, that's your favorite thing in the world, isn't it, candy?
Yes, the candy part is my favorite.
Yeah, it
But trick or treat is my favorite part too.
No, it is.
Yeah, so you would say, what do you say?
Say trick or treat.
Trick or treat when you have someone we do it and say trick or treat and they give them candy.
That's right. They give you some candy there, right?
What if someone you know and you see them? What?
Well, if you know them, they should give you candy, right?
Yes. What about other people I don't know? What if they just give them candy?
Well, on that day, that's why Daddy looks at all the candy, make sure everything's good, right? Because, right, we don't take candy from strangers on Halloween. We make sure everything, and we go to the.
What if it's a nice people?
Well, we go to the businesses. Remember, we go and trick or treat at the businesses, right?
What if it's some nice people that are strange?
Well, we don't look at strangers like that. They may seem like nice people. Remember, we don't go up and.
What if I
take
just
things
look
from
at the
strangers?
candy they're trying to give me?
You just look at it. You're like, no. You're with Daddy, right? We go trick or treating together, right?
Yes, so as Sissy and Bo, so Sissy said you have to buy the bug costume. Is that right? Who just needs a bug costume? Who can make one?
Yeah, I got her a bug costume. I got her a big moth costume.
I am a minion, so I'll be sweet and happy for Halloween.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So Sissy I'll take the Paw Patrol one or the Trick or Treat one.
Oh, you will, huh?
I'll take the Trick or Treat one. Sissy takes the Paw Patrol one.
Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, why are you on shift on swing?
Hey, by the way, look, you see that super chat? Can you say thank you,
Thank you.
DTG?
Thank you.
They said get a bucket for you, any color but blue. What's your favorite color, actually?
Yellow.
Yellow, and that would match the minion, right?
Yes. So, thank you.
Yep, thank you. And they said, oh, here, can you say thank you, Rachel?
Thank you.
She says, people say, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat.
That's in episodes of shows.
Yeah, I've heard that in shows before. Yeah.
Trick or treat.
Yeah, trick or treat, smell my feet. You know what else happens in a couple of weeks? Is that Sissy's birthday?
Yes, I'm going to give her a good kiss. The Play-Doh or the little mask for Gigi or for Papa, because
You made her that heart too, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, she made her. She took a piece. She took a Play-Doh and she made her a heart. And
I lost the heart mode.
Yeah, but
So-
you've been making hearts anyway, right?
Yes, I tried to shape them into a heart someday.
Yeah, so you made Sissy a heart. That's
Yeah.
very nice.
But who are going to give to Uncle Larry?
Yeah. Oh man, Sticky Widget. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
I said, is it just me or does anyone want an entire me and you stream? Whoa, man.
I think that's a yes.
You think that's a yes? You like talking on streams?
Yes, I love them.
You do. You love them. What do you love about talking on streams?
So I talk about love.
Oh, you can just talk about love. Tell everybody about the things that you like to do.
Yes.
You went to origami today, right?
I went to origami and we made little things. I don't know where my seat buddy is.
Yeah, you made a snake.
Why do you wear headphones?
Why do I have headphones on? So I can hear when I turn stuff on. It's not really loud in the house.
Sometimes I hear in the basement when you turn the TV, because that's a very loud TV.
Well, it's the TV. That's not what we're looking at here, though. When I have my headphones on, it's for the computer there. Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, make sure to do nice things to poor people and nice people.
Do nice things to what now?
Poor people and
To
nice
poor people? And
Yeah, be nice.
yeah, be
to
nice
poor-
to. Well, be nice to everyone, right?
Yeah, be nice to poor people too, because if they need money, do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you remember that guy that we We went out. Oh, you're talking about she mentioned poor people. Man,
Yeah.
she's talking about like people that we saw a person that was asking for money.
Yeah, it was a poor guy.
Yeah. It was sad.
Dad
wasn't it?
helped him.
Yeah.
So bring me with him next time so I see what
Well, he was a
looks
nice
like.
guy though. He was a nice guy. He was a veteran.
I want
You know, he was a nice guy. He just didn't have
Peach
money.
Avenue.
Yeah, he had.
We're
He had.
in Peach Avenue.
Yeah.
We're in Peach Avenue.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw him. He was really nice though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was so cute.
He was cute. He was very nice.
He was so cuddly too, like you, Dad.
Cuddly.
Yeah, he was so cute, dude. Cute
Yeah.
and cuddly.
But it was nice to help them, right?
Yes. So people help poor people.
We don't call them poor people though. They're just they don't have what we have at the time.
They're
Yeah.
just poor. Don't know where to live in our house because the family.
Oh Lord.
Our families die before you get born.
Do what?
Some families die when you get born sometimes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's sad too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why he's homeless.
No, that guy, he was homeless because he needed help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but always be nice.
Well, that's what we did. We got him a place to stay that day,
Yeah.
and we got him. We found him a place to stay. We put him in
is it
contact with a place that
vacation
helped
house?
him.
Is vacation house where we go from where you get your live streams done?
Yeah. Well, here you go upstairs. I'm gonna be done with this in a minute. Okay.
Hey, one more thing.
One more thing.
Always be love to people.
Yeah, that's right. Always show love to people.
And if you can, just ask nicely, please.
Yeah. Oh, look. Can you say thank you to Cheryl?
Hey, Cheryl. And
Said,
thank you.
She said, "You're so sweet. They love your little voice."
Aww.
Yeah. You do
You like
have a,
my little voice when I
Yeah.
do this?
no, it's just you have a cute voice.
Yeah.
And you know you're cute too, don't you?
Yes, I know. So cute.
She knows she's cute. She'll tell me, she'll be like, oh, like if she does something, if you do something like bad, like you're not supposed to, you'll be like, but look at me. Aren't I cute? Don't you? Yeah. You do that on purpose.
That's funny.
It is funny. You're like, oh, I can get away. Dad, you're like, Dad will let me get away with that if I look cute, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's why I do this.
Oh, is that why you're cute mugging like you are now? Yeah.
Yes.
That's what
my
I figure.
cute mug. I can't do it sometimes because I'm too late.
John there. He said, thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
He says that there are celebrity answering machine services, and he swears to goodness you can make money off of you leaving cheer up messages.
Actually,
like, don't-
like streams and transmissions.
Yeah. Yeah, you could leave like positive messages.
Ow!
And be like,
Vacation house. when I get on my Ringo vacation house.
whoops.
Someone's
alarm
calling
there.
us. I hope it's
That was an
hope it's
alarm.
mom.
Was that loud?
Yes. Oh.
That was very loud.
Hey. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, let me make sure there's no more alarms.
Sorry.
Huh?
Don't put on any alarms. Put on when it's done.
I was turning off my alarm. That's what I was doing.
Why did you put mine on?
It was on from the other day. I had to do some work, so I had it on for 8 o'clock. I turn on an alarm too, so in case I fall asleep, I don't oversleep a live stream. Remember?
But you don't get some sleep for the morning, though.
Yeah. Well, I tried to, but yeah, I turn on an alarm so I don't oversleep live streams.
And help me some lovely comments.
Yeah.
Say to Dad so I read them.
Huh? Do it.
Lovely comments.
There's all kinds of lovely comments. Look, you can see them on my phone. I don't have to chat. Pull those.
Look.
Yeah, there's love and hearts. Yeah.
I just want to look at them so I see all these cute.
Yeah, you see a monkey, a doll. Look, somebody
I
saying,
like
look,
what's heart.
can you say thank you to Valerie? She said, you're
Thank
so
you,
sweet.
bye. Why is the heart right there?
That's people liking it. They push it. It makes little hearts. Come
Oh,
out.
yellow hearts. So they're making yellow
Yeah.
hearts.
That's your favorite, right? Yellow
Yep.
hearts.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like my hair is yellow, yours or blue, because yellow is blue.
Okay.
So it's like everyone that likes different colors has same height if they're like the same color.
Could you say thank you to Linda here?
Thank you, Linda.
She said you're just like her granddaughter. You have the voice there and parkour too. Man, they heard you talking about parkour.
Yeah, I'm good at parkour.
Yeah.
If you need help doing parkour,
If you need help doing parkour,
just teach my moves. First, you jump if you have the right moves. Yeah.
oh, you jump if you have the right move. Yeah, that's.
If you fall on something, just put your head down so you eat.
Oh
So
yeah.
jump away from everything so you can parkour. And then
She's showing me parkour right now. Hey, you got to come over here. People can't hear you. Come here.
hey, if you need help, first,
Oh my
jump. If you
goodness.
have the ability to jump.
Look
Next.
at that. Oh my goodness. Johnson, 20 memberships. Whoa, that's big time.
Hey,
Can you say thank you to John?
thank you, John.
Can you say thank you to his wife, dude?
Thank you for the wife too, but I like the wife
Thank
better.
you for the. You like the wife better.
Because I like my mom and wife like you. And then mom.
So you like the lady. That's okay. You like just like Sissy and everybody else. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
because
saying?
I like girls.
You like
I
girls
like
better?
you a
Okay.
little.
You like me a little. Well, at least you like me a little. Yeah. You are crazy. So
Make a heart.
she's holding her arm out. She's like, let's make a heart out of her arms. Okay, there you go. Is that you like that?
Yeah. I found the video of someone making a heart with a finger.
Yeah.
Whenever a lot of people do.
Yeah. Okay, you can go upstairs and play now.
Hey, one more. I need to tell you about parkour because you didn't hear me.
Okay.
So, one, jump if you have the balance. Next, if you fall, just put your hand down.
Hey,
And
John.
one, if you have if you can stand on one foot, that's easily.
Yeah, I can stand on 1 foot easy. Yeah.
That's how
Hey, what is parkour?
it's parkour when you dodge something.
You dodge something?
Yeah, so you don't fall like me.
Oh, you don't
Like
fall.
when,
I'm like, where did you hear about
I can't do a
parkour?
handstand.
Lord. Okay, hey,
most
come.
people can't do a handstand.
Handstands, is that part of parkour?
Yes, I can't do it because I'm
My
5.
goodness.
I'm short. This is
You're
how you
5?
do it.
Whoa,
You
man.
like that, and you hold.
All right, come here, Miss Parkour. Hey, John said, he said, can you say thank you again, John, by the way?
Thank you, John.
Said, to you, said, I like my wife better than me too. So it's okay that you like wife better. Said he likes her better too.
It's cute though.
It is very cute, isn't it?
Yeah, let's look at more messages people made for it.
Well, there's all kinds of messages right here, you know.
Let me hold
Mary-
the phone.
Well, Mary said that you're an adorable chatterbox. Oh, look, Barbara Fett.
Oh,
says-
there's little candy.
Oh, yeah, there's candies. You can see Rhea Raya. That's Rhea Raya.
Let me hold the phone so I can
I mess up her name all the time, so I call her the wrong name.
Let me hold the phone. What's her real name?
Yeah, but just call her Rhea Raya.
Let me
Yeah.
hold the phone.
It said that I'm wrapped around your little finger. Oh, man, is that right?
Yes.
Do you get your way? Is it? You do.
Yeah, get my way.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
They've got the phone.
You get your way a lot.
Oh, candy. Look, candy.
Oh, yeah, I love the little candy stuff there. That's cute.
Let me hold. Let me
Mhm.
hold the phone. I won't drop it.
How old is Cute Buck? How old are you?
5.
5. That's right.
And
You're
let me
5.
hold the phone. I'm cute.
No, here, you cannot take my phone. You'll run
Thank
off with my phone.
you.
Last time I let you have my phone, you broke the screen.
I did do that. I
Yeah,
did an accent.
I know it's an accident, but still, that's
I didn't hold it fast enough.
Oh, well, I'm not letting Miss Parkour have my phone back there.
I'm gonna win.
Uh,
Place up so I win because these are
okay.
fake handcuffs.
All right.
I have fake
Are you-
handcuffs that look like real.
Are you talking about those fake handcuffs again?
Let me get them for about 6 hours and show them.
They can't see. Hey, they can't see anything. They don't have a
What if
a
I tell
camera.
them about the handcuffs when I get them?
You can just tell them about them without getting them. You don't have to get them.
Hey, people, handcuffs are pretty nice, so you risk criminals. If you want to be,
You arrest
Ow.
criminals with them. Is that what you do with those?
yes, you risk criminals and put in jail cells. So I want to come.
You just throw
I want to
criminals away?
come a police officer like some other police officers. And
You want to be a police officer so you can
Yes.
throw people in jail?
yeah, that steal stuff and stuff.
Oh, they steal stuff. You can throw them in jail, man.
Yeah, I'm a good person.
Yeah, well, you are a good person. You're a very nice person.
So I get to.
Hey, you want to tell them about your favorite place in the world, the candy store? Oh man,
I love the candy store because there's my favorite candies. Pop Rocks?
Pop Rocks, yeah.
What the?
What
Um,
other? What other? They
The
have your
little
bubble,
nuts.
bubble tape. Yeah, nerds. They of course have nerds.
The pink one is my favorite. That's
Pink,
it.
yeah, pink bubble tape. Oh Lord, yes.
I say power. You can't hear him talk, but you only hear him talk with me.
Where'd you get that cat? She has a stuffed cat. and
Yeah,
it has a,
this will
it has butter on its head. What'd you call it? A syrup cat
zero cat
Yeah,
with a
syrup
bar
cat.
on his head.
with butter on his head. Yeah.
What's his real name?
I have no idea. Well, it's
I
called
think it's-
syrup cat. That's a good name.
What about Pancake Cat? Because there's a pancake on him.
Yeah, is that what he is? A pancake?
Yes, look. He's made
Oh
of
yeah,
pancakes.
yeah. I don't even know where that thing came from. Yeah. And if you tell them like your least favorite thing in the world are insects?
No, I like insects that are nice.
Well, you like them if they're inside of a cage, right? You like them if they're not going to touch you, right?
Yes, if this was real, I would just put in the container so it.
That's right.
Yeah, if it was real, I would just put in the container. So
You like our spiders because they're in tanks, right?
Yes, and I like my fish, but he did because
But
he didn't feed him.
no, your fish did not die because you didn't feed him. Your fish died because he got old.
Oh,
He was a
well,
gold. He was a goldfish. He was a fair fish. Those fish do not live very long.
look.
She had a goldfish that came from the fair, and they don't take care of those things at all. So she got it lived for a while. Pretty
I
good.
was trying to watch him over if he's singing all night.
Well, you did really good with him, actually.
Yeah,
lived for a
Phil
long
Cat
time.
was.
He lived almost a year for a fair
Phil
fish.
Cat wants to say something.
Okay, what does Syrup Cat want to say?
He loves pancakes and he loves syrup on
Okay.
his party.
All right.
And Sarah Cat wants to say one more thing. He loves candy like me.
Oh yeah, he loves candy too. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
can you say thank you to Rhea Ryan, by the way?
thank you, Rewire.
Said some sweets for the cutie. Oh man, that's candy money right there.
Candy money. Oh, I get more candy money on this live stream.
You don't say that. You don't say give me candy money for all.
No, on the live stream.
I know, but you don't say that. You don't tell people to give you money. That's not nice.
Candy money. Candy money.
I get it, but you never mind.
So Cat wants to
Oh, my
slap you
Lord.
and dies.
Uh,
That's why he stays in one corner. That's why he stays in one corner.
try to teach a mic etiquette to a 5-year-old.
Oh, he's so cute. It's the Sarah Cat cute.
Oh, Lord.
It's a Sarah Cat
Yeah.
cute.
Did you say if the syrup cat scratches me, I'll die? Is that what you said?
No, he just wants to slap you.
Well, that doesn't sound very nice of syrup cat.
That's why he
Okay.
stays in a corner.
Hey, can you say thank you to Cheryl?
Thank you, Cheryl.
She sent you Pop Rock money.
Oh, Pop Rock money.
Man, that's speaking your language. That is speaking
Pop
your
Rock.
language.
The puppet
Oh,
mouth,
my
if you put
goodness.
it in your mouth and if you put it open, some people hear it.
Yeah, they do. They hear it. Here's another one, actually. Vanessa. Could you say thank you, Vanessa?
I know that girl. Nissa is cute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've seen her there. She said, that's for your lip gloss.
Lip gloss. Did no one build me lip
Yeah, well, that's for lip gloss money. Man, you love lip gloss, don't you? That's
Yeah.
actually what you That's what you carry every day, isn't it?
Yeah,
Lip
I
gloss?
packed it for vacation when you get long.
We're not going on. We're not going
Some cats
on.
gonna slap you.
We're not going on vacation.
Some cats slap you.
I hear you, but
He's so fun. Nice touching you, watching you, even though
we went on vacation. We went to a vacation house, right?
yeah.
For a little while back, right?
When we gonna get enough money for vacation?
So now she has a 3 days after we got back, she had packed. Be careful, don't.
I packed by the kitchen if we go somewhere.
She had packed a bag for vacation.
Yeah, because I was prepared. I was prepared for this.
Yes, you are prepared.
Yeah, I was prepared for the vacation when you get a lot of money.
I know. I keep telling. I'm like, vacation ain't cheap.
Yeah, cheap money. If you have a vacation coming, make sure you sit on washing. And when you're done, get off and get a lot of washing.
This was funny. So I told her the other day that for going on vacation, it costs money. So she went upstairs and came back down, and apparently she had taken $6 from somewhere from when I'd setting it down.
It's somewhere else,
Yeah,
not from the basement.
You found it upstairs where I set my money down, and she was like, "Oh, that's my money."
Oh, it's not your money. It was not from upstairs. It was the top upstairs.
That's where I put my money.
The top upstairs, not in your room. I didn't go in your room. I always don't go in your. Sometimes I turn the lights off when I go in there because I don't want to steal your money.
I didn't say you stole it. I said you found some of my money. That's okay. You didn't steal it. You don't steal. You're not mean like that. I just thought it was funny. I was like, you don't have any real money. She was like, yeah, I do. Here's some real money.
It's not run. It's someone else's money. It's someone else's money, no.
Oh,
but that changes not Papa's, not go Larry. One love.
It's somebody else's money. That's not even good there. Can you say thank you to Tessa?
Thank you, Tessa.
She says that's candy money for you.
My candy money, yes.
Yes, I know. Oh my goodness! Look, you've got more candy money there too. There's John. Man,
why you keep giving me candy money?
Because they love you. They want you. He says he's telling you in Latin. He said always prepared. You are right.
Yes, I'm always prepared for vacation when Dad gets a lot of money. And we live at the location on vacation.
Oh my Lord! You want to be on vacation every day, don't you?
Yes.
You liked vacation though, because it had a hot tub.
Yeah, the hot tub is my favorite part in the game too, but not the iPad part or the toothbrush part or the toothbrush part, because that's the worst part. And the toothpaste part, because I got that. Last time we went on vacation, got the black toothpaste last time we went there, and I noticed I didn't bring toothpaste to the kitchen.
I know. So
next time I packed for vacation.
So you packed toothpaste this time?
Toothpaste and brush for you to brush your teeth. So I packed that somewhere. If the family wants to go to the upstairs bathroom or the downstairs bathroom, I have to trade the toothpaste to upstairs bathroom or the downstairs bathroom if you want to use.
I wonder if people can understand everything you're saying. Ask them, can you understand me?
Can you understand me? I think that was a yes.
Well, we'll see. It takes them a few seconds to. I'm wondering if they could understand She was telling us that she forgot toothpaste last time, so she packed extra toothpaste. That way we could have it upstairs or downstairs.
It's brand new toothpaste.
Yeah, see, people can understand you. That's good.
And
holy
this time
look at that. Can you say thank you to Rim?
Hey, Rim.
Can you say thank you there? Man, look, that is some big candy money too.
I get my candy money.
Candy money, man.
I'm going to test out if I can win my candy money.
Here, Emma says, can you say thank you to Emma?
Thank you, Emma.
She says for anything you want, fun. Anything you want, my goodness. Not just candy. Maybe a toy or something.
I would take a new toy that looks cute like me.
You want a toy that looks cute like you.
Like the silver cat.
Like the Zero, yeah. You had to work the Zero cat in there again, didn't you?
Yes, I love it. It's so cute.
Yeah. I thought we would end our live stream today on a positive note. You know,
Hey,
we cover so many other cases. I thought it would be
What
fun
was I
to have a
Last
positive
time
end.
I got to play toothpaste.
Mhm.
I got to bring games too.
Games too.
Yeah, but just with the iPad. There was so, Mom, the iPad was so in my room, and the tilt switch was in Sissy room because I take it last time.
She has a learning tablet. She calls it her iPad, right?
Yes, it's iPad, and sometimes a little game, so I play some games because I very bored with it. Oh, look, play button. Look,
Yes, that is my play button. That is my YouTube play button.
How did you get to play?
I got a play button because I got over 100,000 subscribers.
Ooh,
Yeah.
let me see. No service yet.
Well, there's over 1,000 people listening right now. That's a bunch of people.
Hey, people. One thing, always bring your games to occasion so you don't get bored.
That's true.
Next, bring your toothpaste and brush so you brush your teeth. Sometimes I get to bring toothpaste and toothbrush when we go to vacation.
That's true. But hey, did you enjoy going on vacation then?
Yeah, I like the hot tub part and the game part, but not the iPad part.
What kind of games? You talking about the game? They had game tables there.
Yeah, at the bottom floor there's a game table, and so my mom was drunk, but it was not her fault. Okay.
Okay, let's talk about vacation though. Okay.
Her always takes the water because her's nice now.
All right, well, let's talk
I'm
about.
not telling really.
Oh,
I'm just
no.
gonna say mom.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
Mom always takes
no.
the water, but don't.
Okay,
It's okay. It's just
okay.
it's not her real name. Her real name is.
Oh, no, you don't need to do that.
I'm just saying about.
Let's talk about vacation, okay?
I-
Can we talk
Hey,
about
and the
vacation
mom
tables?
does take the water. Don't
vacation
cover
table.
my mouth. I'll slap you in the face. You cover my mouth.
I'm not
again.
trying to cover your mouth. I'm trying to tell you to switch subjects.
Hey, fine. I was just happy that.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, and vacation
Lord,
play
Lord,
fun.
Lord.
There's 2 TVs, so I watch. If you have a TV, it does have a TV too. So the living room had a TV, but it's not working now. So I use my TV, or Dad's TV, or Sissy's TV.
You are like an Energizer bunny. You're just like. You just go.
and
Oh, Lord.
and the last part is always bring your toothpaste and toothbrush to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And some games. Bring Tesla iPad if it fits if you have.
Yeah.
Play stuff in your backpack.
What kind of Nintendo Switch games?
I only have the Paw Patrol game because baby Dad bought me a Paw Patrol game, and now I can't play any else games.
Yeah, you like that? No, you like the Paw Patrol game, right?
Yeah, when you say
Yeah.
Mushroom, Wobble, or Chase.
Yeah.
That means I have to choose a good choice. How do you jump again?
You push one of the buttons. I don't remember which one.
I think it's the up button or the B button.
All right. Well, hey, we want to go upstairs for a minute.
One more thing.
One more thing. I think you said that before.
Always bring a plush of
Bring a
Pharaoh
plushie too?
cat.
Okay.
I brought a plushie to a vacation, and it was so fun.
All right.
It was so cute. I got the pack.
All right. You going upstairs then? She's going to go
One more
upstairs.
thing.
One more thing. Okay. One more thing.
Always buy something when you're on vacation.
Yes, we like to buy stuff. You buy a gift. You get gifts for people, right?
Yeah, I give the people is
Get gifts for your grandmother.
My grandmother on her birthday because I got to give her a present.
Well, not just for her birthday. You just give her presents, right? Make her presents. Those are cute.
I give her my title, the Pop one, and the little.
Yeah. All right. Well, here, pick it up.
Brown.
Give me a fist bump. Boom.
Let's go wrap out the presents. Let's go wrap out the presents for Gigi's birthday.
Well, you and we're going to both wrap them up. Hey, don't back into that thing. You'll fall over it.
You don't have parkour spot.
I know, but falling over something ain't parkour.
What if I just do
Lord.
Easy part.
All right.
Mama said one more thing. 2 more things. I just want 2 more things because I want to talk about love with this one.
All right. Talk about 2 more things.
Always be nice to your parents, like your dads and moms.
Yeah,
And be nice
that's
to
good
your
advice.
sisters and your GGs.
Yeah, it's good to be nice to your sisters. That's very good. Right?
And
Are you
then
always,
Papa.
are you always nice to your
sugar.
sister? Are you always nice to your sister?
10 you don't want sugar, say 10 give him sugar.
Okay.
I just 10 I don't want sugar.
Oh, you give them sugar. You talking about give hugs and kisses, right? You call them sugars. Yeah.
Papa always says sugars.
Okay.
He means sugar.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Papa.
Okay.
One more thing. 3 more things. I just want 3 more things. It's just 2.
Well, you're too far away. Nobody can hear you.
Hey, everyone always pay by your dad's side, mom's side.
Hmm.
Got 3 more things.
Well, what are the 3 things then?
1. Always be nice to your parents.
Yeah, it's good to be nice to your parents.
to your moms.
Yeah.
And be nice to your teachers. 1 more.
Yeah, that's good.
And when you go on vacation, be nice to your parents.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's true. You'd be nice to your parents on vacation. Yeah, that's always a good idea.
I love vacation. That was so fun. I had Simon on that big TV on vacation, the top one.
Spider-Man? Yeah.
I had Simon like my TV.
Yeah, you like Spider-Man?
No, Simon. Simon.
Oh,
Melon
oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Sun.
Okay.
Keep this by your side. Keep this by your
Okay, I'll keep the syrup cat right here. Okay.
No, keep
okay, I'll
it
keep
in
it.
your hands.
All right. Well, I'll keep it right here beside me. Okay. How's that? Is that good?
Yeah, cutie pie.
Okay.
Let it touch his little boot.
Okay.
Little toasty.
Wait, you got to go upstairs for a minute so I can finish up
I
the.
think he got
so-
one with a little part on it. That's why his little bit melted.
Okay.
It's all trying to cook him.
Okay.
Love you like a plushie.
I love you too.
Love you.
Love you too. Let me see. Let me see if I missed any. I think John. I think I missed one of your 5 memberships. Thank you, John. I appreciate that too. Yeah, I actually wanted to end on something positive today. I mean, we like I said, we cover so many awful things with this stuff, and yeah, you know, I think sometimes it's fun just to used to when the channel started out. I used to have my my oldest daughter. She would come down here and she would have a story time. She would sit down here with me and she'd pull up some toys and she'd just tell a story. And they were always really fun. So I thought that would be positive there. And she's, you know, the littlest one likes to pop in here. So I thought, but anyway, I'm going to end here.
I love Deadpool.
Okay.
I like Deadpool because he can't die.
That's true. In the comics, he's very cool, huh?
Yes. And Wolverine, no. He's too bad. He just wants to beat Deadpool.
Oh, man, that's terrible of him, isn't it?
Gooby is the
Not the
episode
movies.
3
Okay.
that's still all well.
Hey, I'm ending the stream, though. We got to end, okay?
One more thing. Gooby loves Deadpool.
Okay. Hey, wait, we got another super
they
chat.
say Johnny likes Deadpool.
Can you say thank you, Jesse?
Thank you, Jesse, but
Today's
I love Deadpool. And last time, I love Deadpool if you like Deadpool.
Can you?
Or Wolverine.
Okay.
Wolverine is the best fighter because he has claws, but it's so chippy when he comes Deadpool. He needs help.
Do you think
But
Wolverine?
it's a Wolverine.
You think
How's
Wolverine's the
that,
most
Daddy?
powerful?
Well, no. Deadpool's powerful because he has guns and a sword.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
And he can't die.
Yeah.
And one more thing.
We don't. Hey, wait. Here's a good question. Let's see with people. Do we play with guns?
No.
No.
Not real guns, but fake guns from games.
And do we play with knives?
No, just fake knives that are not real.
Yeah, like our toy sword, right?
Yeah, toy swords. Yeah, I have a god sword, Dad got the evil sword, and Sissy got the nice sword about me.
Yeah, we have a Thundercat sword and whatever that other one was. They look like toy swords. All right, well, hey, you want
This
to...
is your sword. This is
All right.
Is that
Hey, you
what
want to say
I'm
bye?
doing?
We're getting ready. We're getting ready to end. You want to say bye?
Bye.
You want to come over here and say bye? You wandered off.
Bye. And one more thing.
And
Let's talk about.
one more thing. Hey, they said, can you say today's segment is brought to you by me? Can you say that?
No.
Say today's segment is brought to you by me.
I just need copy.
You
I just need to look at someone and copy it.
want to see the different pictures? Hey, you want to see some of my pictures here? Like my different ones? Look, I have this one.
I like the chef one. It reminds me of you're cooking ramen.
Here's another chef one. You like that one? Look, I'm eating. You like that one?
It reminds me of you eating ramen.
Yeah. Here's
Look.
Oh no, look. Here's me. Oh no, I'm drowning in content.
That's my favorite part when you put Anthony.
You think that's funny?
Mm-hmm.
Oh look. Here's me. Here's me as with my blonde hair like a lady. You like that one?
Yeah, it reminds me of me when I sometimes because my hair when I
Hey, what about that one?
straight.
What about pickle me?
Pickle is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Everyone eat vegetables.
You eat your vegetables? Do you eat pickle? I don't know what I'm talking about. What about Godzilla me?
Why you Godzilla on this one?
I'll just stomp around a little.
It's funny though when you laugh yourself.
Yeah.
Why do you think that cute?
There's a bunch of these though. You know.
Oh, let's see the diamond one right there. The
Like
diamond.
there's one. There's one eating popcorn.
Oh, I love popcorn.
I know you do.
They
The
try
diamond
popcorn
one?
for?
You like that one?
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
That's your favorite one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, say bye. We're gonna get off here. We'll watch some TV or something.
Mama.
One more thing. Okay.
I have two modes because I found two modes in my room. I think I picked up the white mode and the white mode.
Remotes?
Yeah, I have two modes now because they look the same, but there's no typewriting in the other one.
Where are you getting all these remotes from?
I'm finding them.
Oh, really? You're just finding random remotes. Where are they coming from?
With the pet.
You did. She really did have like, little like generic Roku remotes.
I got my
She had-
first mode, then my second mode, now fun mode.
She had 3 of them, and I was like, we don't have any other TVs to go to. I'm like, what are you doing? You know,
I use my TV because the on my TV.
yeah, but
It's not the same to the other.
where'd they come from?
I keep finding them someplace.
You keep
Like
finding them, but
in
where?
here, or in the toy room, or a different place I know.
Yeah, well, I'm just like, I don't know where they came from. We don't have a TV to go to. She just
And
spots
if
random
it
remotes.
matches my TV, it means that it's tuned to my TV.
Okay. All right.
If it has a bar thing right there, and it has the same control. So if
Okay.
it has no,
All right.
I
Well, hey,
guess the no typewriting one with no thing at the bottom.
all right. Well, hey,
Like this.
Hey, we have to go for real.
Hello,
Okay.
and what was I saying? I love you and be love to your parents' education.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. Say bye.
Bye, and go drink my.
Okay. Bye.
Just
folks.
like-
I'm just gonna.
I
end.
hate to
It's all
just
never
have this
end,
going one, but always be healthy.
Yeah, always be. When you say always be healthy while eating a popsicle, that's
Yes,
not
that's-
very healthy.
But when you want me, that means healthy.
Ramen, it's healthy. Okay. I hear you.
Now, ramen's really healthy.
That is,
And if you have the vegetable one, I always eat the vegetables in the vegetable one.
Oh, you like vegetables?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I like vegetables and ramen, so that tastes
Okay.
good.
Hey, we've got to
Like
end
that.
for real. You'll never stop. I'm just gonna end. All right. Say love y'all.
If you and put a little heart with
Okay,
when
full
you're
hearts.
doing that live stream, Dad.
Okay. All right. Bye, folks.
Bye.